Well, what's up, y'all? Greetings and welcome to the other side of the ball, 145th edition. Can't believe we're 145 deep right now. I know that sounds a little weird, but hey, it is what it is. Um, I'll be honest. I don't know who's joining us tonight. Thought Corey would be on here so we could talk a little bit more about the offensive and defensive players of the year. Not to mention some of the people that we are looking at for Rookie of the Year and some other stuff that we have going on. But hopefully everybody's got everything going good for this evening and everybody's doing well. I'm waiting for my co-host Dub to join me so that way we can have a little fun with this. I know he's been busy, put everything together. Appreciate that greatly. Just trying to find out where we are going to take this show and have some fun with it tonight. So he should be joining us shortly. And when he does, we'll have some good conversation and see what we could do and what's going to be fun with it. So anyway, off season is always tough. It gives us a chance to talk about some of the stuff that we have going on. It gives us a chance to kind of reflect on what we've seen in the A7 over the last little bit. But more than anything else, it also gives us an opportunity to talk about what's upcoming. And I'm going to take a chance. Well, I'm the only one on the show right now. Oh, here comes Dub.
No, I was trying to talk, but of course I forgot to turn my microphone on. Go figure.
Yeah, that happens, man. It happens. You know, we don't always think about these things. I the other day when we started the show, it wasn't until I blew into the microphone I realized my audio changed. So you wouldn't have heard me at all. And I was like, oh, and I was scrambling to get it turned back on before we went live. So
that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's up with this laptop. It changes by itself.
Oh, the settings just decide to say screw you. All right.
Yeah. It when we were on a show and all of a sudden I came back and you guys were like, Chris, we can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
It had changed the audio. So now when I go in and I do a sound check before we start the show, just to make sure that I can hear myself, because if I can't, I know what's going on.
Ah, yes. Well, as you always say, technology, it's great when it wants to work.
Oh, dude. And people don't understand the fact that we're in positions where, yeah, it's 2025, but dude, when things don't work, they don't work.
They don't work. Technical difficulties and technical issues still happen in 2025, people. Let's not get that twisted.
Right? What's up, Knox? What's
2-5.
Up, hopefully you're doing well, man.
Yes, how are you, good gentlemen?
Yeah, man, it's crazy to think that we're one day away from preseason NFL football. We are let's call it August because tomorrow is August. But we have August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
Technically August starts on Friday, but who's counting?
But, that's right. Tomorrow's Thursday. My bad. Yes. I was thinking tomorrow's Friday.
It is.
Dub, I'm trying to get through the week quicker.
I understand. Well, I will say this will be the last weekend without NFL football until February of 2026. So, America, enjoy.
Which is actually kind of works out for us because then it only gives us a month before A7 starts.
Correct.
And so I'm excited about it, man.
But I had a train of thought, and then just like that, it went away. But I was going to say, Trey Lance getting the start for the Inglewood Chargers tomorrow as they play Derek Duncan's beloved Detroit Lions in the first, I'll say, scrimmage of the 2025 season, since hardly anybody plays in the Hall of Fame game, as of course this weekend the enshrinees get their gold jackets and their bust enshrined forever in one Canton, Ohio. And of course, 2-5.
That'll happen what, Saturday?
Yes. Yeah. 2-5 is set. Well, 2-5, you heard him. 2-5 is coming. The neutralizer is coming back on the field in 2026. Just where will he be? Well, you'll just have to find out
and
watch.
See.
Yes.
That's what you got to do.
You have to wait and see. Yes, indeed. But
guys is coming out of pseudo retirement.
Yes.
Love it.
because he is not happy with his neutralizing defense of the 3-1. So the last couple of weeks we've had. There it is. That should be on a T-shirt.
Oh, we got to put that on a T-shirt.
I'm dead ass.
That's got to be on a T-shirt, man. That has to be on a T-shirt. That is great. I'll put it on a baseball cap and wear that sucker all year.
It's gotta be fitted though. Has to be a fitted cap.
Yeah.
Can't do snapbacks. Can't do snapbacks. Man.
Snapbacks suck.
Yeah. Especially if you're bald. Especially if you're bald.
Dude, it's anyway. I'm not going to go there. And the thing about it is, if you are outside for any amount of time, especially in the Vegas sun, the fitted doesn't leave that nice little.
Oh no, it does not leave that. Yes, it does not leave
on
that
the backside of your head.
Yes.
I hate that.
It is a pain in the ace.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
But the last couple of weeks, we've talked about offensive player of the year. That was last week. We talked about rookie of the year. We
touched on it. We really didn't give like our thoughts on who we think should be rookie of the year. Excuse me. We mentioned a few players. Corey had a few. We had a few. But we never really gave our picks like we did with offensive player of the year and MVP like we did last week.
Well, I'll just say like this, and I've been thinking this even way before the season ended. But for me, I have co-rookie of the years because I just can't choose one.
You have co-rookies?
I have co-rookies of the year.
Interesting. Who are your co-rookies?
Prime and Siobhan. Those two. It's hard to choose one or the other because, I mean, even though what Knox said, which is not a wrong answer, Siobhan Richardson is also not a wrong answer. So I said, you know what? If the NBA can have co-rookies of the years in Jason Kidd and Grant Hill, then why can't we have that in the A7? So if I was to give a vote, Siobhan Richardson and Shannon Allen Prime would be my vote for co-rookies of the year. And I stand by that.
Well, I will have to throw one more in there because Mr. Richardson couldn't be a rookie of the year without his quarterback throwing him the ball the way he did. So I have to throw in.
Oh, you have rookies of the year.
Yes, I have to throw in Stone King because there's no way that I can not have. Siobhan Richardson should be rookie of the year with his play. Prime should be rookie of the year with his play. It's too bad we don't. And I don't know that we don't. I think we do have what. Do we just have one rookie of the year, or is there an offensive and defensive rookie of the year?
That's a good question.
Because if we do have the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, well, then Prime is defensive rookie of the year, period. I'm done.
Okay, now, if we're going strictly off of defensive offense, I'm not going to argue that. Offense, it would be Siobhan hands down. Well, you might have Kobe because you might put Stone King in there, but I mean, if we're putting it to a subject, then yes, I definitely would have. You get no arguments from me on that. That's for certain.
Well, and then and that's why I said. So now think about this for a second. You make Prime defensive rookie of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Richardson and Stone King get rookie offensive rookie of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there'd be any complaints about that?
I couldn't see why not. I mean, of course, if we are joined by one Corey Hammond and one Corey Price, aka CP3, which, by the way, you can catch the Price is Right, his podcast, on his Facebook profile, wherever live videos are sold, if you will. However, I'm sure they would have their opinions. 25, if you want to come on, the link has been sent to your email. Yeah. Just double check.
Join us, brother. If you can. If you have the time. If not, we appreciate you chiming in. But I mean, you would be hard pressed to get an argument from somebody because I mean, there was a lot of good new talent that came into our league this past 2025 season. I mean, again, but I mean from all aspects, from all teams. So I mean,
Trying to pick one for these awards is always tough because you feel like, well, damn it, you don't want to leave somebody out, but it sucks because somebody is going to get left out just because the talent in this league is second to none. And I mean, it
Well,
goes
and
without saying.
I think the talent in the league is growing too, because it seems like every year we have yet another talented player that comes into the league, right? And and we can basically say that about a few different players,
Hmm.
but when we talk about it, we're also not even touching on the fact of um, one of Prime's one of his teammates. I can't think of the defensive end right now. My brain's going 10,000 different ways as we speak. So my apologies.
Who?
Um,
Moses?
yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, there's so many different avenues you could go down when you're talking about defensive player of the year. Well, when you're talking about rookies of the year, sorry, I said defensive player of the year. When we're talking about
Hmm.
rookies of the year, there's so many different ways you can go, and there's still, I guarantee, no matter what, there'll still be players that we are overlooking, and we're not doing it on purpose, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that there are some really good players that have done some really good things.
Hmm. I mean, agreed. Definitely agreed. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's hard pressed, but I mean, just the talent here is just unimaginable. Just how great the talent we have in this league is, and it just continues to escalate itself every season. And I can't wait for the next crop of talent that comes in 2026. It'll be exciting for
Dude,
sure.
I am 1,000% with you because when I stop and think about what we saw, and we every time we think, okay, we have a lot of talent in the league and teams are getting better,
Hmm.
and then we come to a new season and I see players that I've never seen before that are
Hmm.
coming out of the woodwork and showing me even more. Um, we talked about Derek Knight
Hmm.
the other day. We talked
Hmm.
about a couple of different players from a couple of different squads, even
Hmm.
from back east. We
Hmm.
talked about a bunch of prospects. The thing about it is, man, that this game and this division, or sorry, this league, is really if we can start to see a lot of these players. When you think about Aquino Thomas, when you think about a David Tender,
Hmm.
scary when you start to put all these guys together and you start to think about some of these guys that are and how young they really are. Now I don't know how old Stary is. I'm not even going to go there. But when you start to think about some of these guys, you start to understand what they could be and where this league is going with some of these younger players. And speaking of our brother, what's up,
Ah,
man?
there he is.
What's
Two
going
five
on?
and two
What's
five
going
in the
on, fellas?
building.
What's going on? What's going on?
Man, good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. Well, see you here, Dub.
Yeah.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all day?
So far so good. Just talking about just the talent that is just keeps continuing to come into our league year after year, and we were kind of given our actual final picks for rookie of the year, and then of course Chris, being the analyst that he is, bringing it down into different subjects, and just go ahead and tell our viewers that why you personally 25 picked Prime for your rookie of the year.
It's one of those where I'm going off of exciting to watch, uh, big playmaker, um, all around team player, not just for himself. Uh, do whatever is asked of him from his team. Uh, and shit, just always remaining professional for real. You know what I'm saying? Uh, like I said, I enjoy watching them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I heard Chris on his edition with It's cool, but if we're going off of that, I would have wanted to see a consistent Stone King. He knows that. I've talked to him personally. It's not me throwing shade or me throwing uh, anything like that. He knows. You know what I'm saying? I've told him I want to see consistency. I want to see you demand, just like we used to tell Fox. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you demand the huddle. I want to see you, you know what I'm saying, run shit. Like when you look at quarterbacks even within the league, you know what I'm saying? You see them command the huddle. You see them put people where they want them. You feel me? You see multiple and a lot of different shit. And granted, I know he was, still getting his feet wet and whatnot, but I just feel like at this point, it wasn't as consistent as I personally would have wanted to see him, given the fact that we knew all along what he was capable of. But in a sense, it was just kind of uncomfortable. He seemed a little uncomfortable for me. Uh, Amazing football player, has good IQ. Excited to see what he does this upcoming season if he sticks around. But as far as, like I said, rookie of the year, I wouldn't go that far.
See, I have to look at what I saw from him in game one to what I saw, the growth that I saw from him in the playoff game.
Yeah, but is it about growth or is it about consistency?
It's got to be a little bit of both. I mean, you have to grow as a player to get that consistency.
True.
And I think that as the season went on and he got more comfortable with his teammates around him, we saw the growth starting to happen. And I saw more conversations on the sidelines with him and his offensive players. More people coming up to him, more him going to players and talking to them. And I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you I heard what he was talking about because I didn't. They could have been talking about the weather for all I know. But what it looked like from us being able to sit there, it looked like they weren't just having conversations about the weather, but more conversations about his expectations or what he needs to see on a route or what they need to do. Because you could see that they were talking about certain plays and he was pointing to the field on some of them, and you could see Richardson shaking his head or Palmer shaking his head like they understood what he was saying, and vice versa. So I think that what I saw, like I said, what I saw at the beginning of the year was definitely different from what I saw near the end of the year. It seemed like he was starting to get that leadership role a little bit more, and he was starting to control what he wanted to see on the field a little bit more.
I mean, I agree with you, but even still, I'm going off of consistency. I want to see that throughout every game. I want to see that you know what I'm saying? Not just against BIC or not just against the stealth. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see shit like that. I want to see consistency. Now, granted, first game was kind of tough. You know what I mean? His game versus the Insomniacs, again, kind of tough. But again, going off of consistency, being able to read certain plays, there was things that I told him that he should do. Granted, and this is all with all due respect to Mark and shit, you know what I mean? And even the whole secret organization. But in certain cases, if you see certain shit that's not working, check the fuck down and make another move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I haven't seen that, and he knows what I'm talking about. I swear, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just to even see certain shit like that, again, I can feel you as far as like the development and shit like that, 100%. But again, when we're speaking on rookie of the year, just like we're speaking on MVP, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to say such and such is MVP just because he played a great game in this game. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, but when
across the whole board.
But when I see what I saw with him, and I can compare him to other rookie quarterbacks around the league, he was head and shoulders above a lot of them, if not all of them, easily. And he was playing his level of play, considering the team that he had around him, his level of play was not the missing piece going into the playoffs as to why they lost against BIC.
No,
He was not
didn't fucking tackle.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that when you break it down, and what I'm talking about, when you break it down, and I understand what you're saying, but the flaws that you're pointing out for a rookie are exactly what I would expect a second-year player to start to overcome. But it's not going, in my eyes, it's not going to exclude him from the Rookie of the Year talk, because again, if you take him off the team, and when you remember Deion Fox going in, there wasn't those down the field passes to Siobhan Richardson. There wasn't those passes to DP that were going for touchdowns. He was the one that was making those plays happen. So you couldn't just say, well, it was the system and you could plug in any quarterback and they would do the same. No, you saw a big play difference when he was on the field compared to some of the other quarterbacks, and they only really had two others that they utilized. But there was a definite play differential with him in compared to the other two. So that's why I'm saying that I can't look at his because rookies are going to be inconsistent. Rookies are going to have certain situations, and if you want to put it that way, we could say the same about Richardson with his inconsistency when Stone King wasn't on the field.
Yeah,
because he was not nearly as consistent as when he was on the field. So that's why I can't just say, okay, the inconsistencies and stuff, I'm going to have to put that as a big piece as to why I can't go with him as Rookie of the Year. That's why I say both of them deserve the Rookie of the Year title, because if it wasn't for one, the other one wouldn't be where they were. That's all I'm saying. And if it's Defensive Rookie of the Year, Prime's got my vote hands down. I did not see another defender that I watched all season. And please, everybody, just keep your quotes to yourself, because I'm not saying anything about the East Coast, because when Dub and I are calling games, we don't have a chance to watch a lot of the East Coast games as closely as we'd like to. A lot of times we're in the booth trying to catch little plays here and there. But when I'm watching these guys and picking them apart, Prime is definitely my Defensive Player of the Year. Or, excuse me, my Defensive Rookie of the Year.
That's the thing, though. You know what I'm saying? So you're saying based off of defense, okay? Mm-hmm. Prime wasn't just on defense. He was also on offense. 3-on-1. He also had as many returns as some of these vets when it came to the 3-on-1. Plus the big plays on defense. So, again, for me, that's why I'm saying I would give it to him for not only, like I said, the big plays, the, consistency, the team chemistry. Whenever his number's called, he showed the fuck up. He's in multiple categories.
Yeah.
When you look at Richardson, when you look at Stone King, that was just quarterback play and receiver play.
Well, Richardson had didn't he have a 3-on-1 return for a touchdown, Dub?
Maybe one.
I think he's had more than one.
I think he had more than one. Okay,
I think he had more. I know he had more than one pick six, but I'm quite
No,
certain.
not Prime. Richardson.
Okay, Richardson.
Yeah. Possibly, I want to say he had more than
possibly the one.
I thought he had one against the Stealth and one against the Gold.
Right. Okay. So,
but still, I get where you're coming from.
Do those teams matter? I mean, realistically.
I know where you're coming from.
So that
I understand. So I'm not gonna. That's why I said I can't argue the fact with Prime. Prime would definitely get my vote. I can't remember from last year when we did the Rookie of the Year. I can't remember if we had an offensive and defensive Rookie of the Year, or if it was just plain one Rookie of the Year.
I want to say it was just one.
And in that case, it's going to be a hard choice to make. But I totally agree with where you're coming from with Prime, because let me tell you, that kid made sure that wasn't just a nickname. The dude was Prime time. I mean, returns for touchdowns, pick sixes, touchdowns caught. I mean, you name it. He was all over the place. And definitely a weapon that I think the Insomniacs can use next season.
Yeah, when you have one of the biggest names and one of the best returners, in a sense, step down so the young man can eat, and the young man is eating, that's big.
It is.
That's also being a good teammate.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, that's all something that we've talked about with the Insomniacs, right? They're all gamers, but they also know, hey, you know what? We've got other guys that can do this stuff. I don't have to run myself into the ground.
100%.
So I mean, tough team. Just all around, it's going to be a tough choice, and I know that it'll be a vote that's put out there for everybody to vote on. But I can definitely make a case for all three players to be Rookie of the Year, but I can also see where you guys are coming from.
What the heck, Will Franklin?
He's building a scratch and sniff app. I don't want to know what I'm scratching or what I'm sniffing. Just saying.
Nah, I'm cool. I ain't even into that type of shit.
Right?
The scratch and sniff stickers in elementary school was one thing.
Yeah, but a scratch and sniff app. Yeah, I want to know how you building that there, bro. That's all I can say. I want to know how you.
What's up, Will? How you doing, though, bro? How you doing, man?
Good to see you on here, though, Will. I like to give you crap, but it's all in love, brother. But so those are, just looking at it, those are three of the guys that I could think of, obviously from the Nevada division, the Vegas division, that I can just think of off the top of my head that make a lot of sense. I really don't know, like I said, the East Coast well enough to stop and start picking out Rookie of the Year for them. I would like to, and I need to. So you need to start watching them a little bit more closely and seeing what they got. But I mean, paying
attention to them is like the East Coast paying attention to
the West Coast.
Teams. They've been calling these motherfuckers the sick with it for fucking seasons now. The sick with it.
Instead of just sick with it.
You know what I'm saying? Just fucking pay attention to little detail.
Yeah, just the little ones. Little ones help. I could guarantee you one thing: they would have figured out how to pronounce the name real quick if they would have won against BIC.
Hell no, they still would have been the sick with it. It's like you got the gold, the stealth, the Insomniacs, the sick with it.
It's got to be the sick with it. Well, it's true, and you could also throw in the hunters.
The hunters.
Yeah. So I mean, I could get where that the is always going to be at the beginning of all those names. So, little side note, I'm gonna take this in a different direction. So, you coming back to play?
Hell yeah. 301s is born all across the board, East Coast, West Coast. 301s is born. They born as shit. Everybody's averaging at least 40 yards on a return. You see fucking, what's his name, Bagway's throwing that shit out the fucking back of the net and all that other bullshit.
Well, when you only got 90 yards, that makes it a little bit easier.
It's easy as shit. And then they switched it. When I was throwing off, it was the 35. Now they pushed it to the 30. I'm about to have fun.
Well, I mean,
301
I think so.
Born, Chris. It's born.
I know. I agree with you.
It's supposed to have been when this shit first, like when a lot of people first came in, promotion was the biggest play in sports, the most exciting play to watch.
Yeah.
Why? It's boring. There's nothing exciting about it.
Well, and I mean, I agree with you. I got to put this up because I was just reading this. Since Will is saying the only way to bring some parity to the West is to develop the LA division. The rich get richer in Vegas. The bottom teams aren't building or recruiting at a level to compete.
Man, I already said I would want to see teams like the Golden Hunters become one team. Teams like the Stealth and the Gold become one team, or the Stealth and the Hunters become one team. Right? There's ways to make it more competitive. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with
then I
you.
heard the fucking Alliance is coming back. What the fuck for? But okay, the Alliance is coming back. Who are they gonna have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are they gonna be another Hunter or Gold? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's gonna come from that?
Well, the thing that I don't understand is we have players in this town. I know there's a lot of players that play flag football. Now, Corey likes to clown flag football players. That's fine. It is what it is. But you got a lot of talent in the flag leagues out here. A lot of talent you can pull from. And the fact of the matter is, and I'll address this. I address this with Matt Ryan. I'll address it with Will Franklin right now, right here. And that is that you could put players, good players, on teams. For whatever reason, if they don't feel like they are winning, they leave. What are you supposed to do at that standpoint? The fact of the matter is that for a team to compete, they've got to put a team out there that is going to do better than 500 right now, or these players tend to walk. And you can't do a whole lot about it. Now, the reason why I say I did the same thing with Matt Ryan is because Matt said, well, you got guys that are on here that understand the game, and you guys should be directing players to some of the worst teams, which we did. The problem is, again, if the team isn't good enough, players tend to want to move on in this day and age instead of stay and build something. They want to go be part of a championship, or they want to go be part of a team that's winning. Well, teams have to start somewhere. And it seems like a lot of these players don't understand that. I'm not calling out anybody. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. When you stop and you watch some of these teams that are haven't won a game, we know that the Gold just won their first game last season. When you stop and you look at that, guys don't want to necessarily run with those teams. So how do you build a team that is not necessarily winning? That's the problem.
I mean, nobody wants to put their body on the line and play with a group of guys who don't necessarily have the same mindset as you. Nobody wants to put their body on the line for a group of guys that'll quit on you after one half. Nobody wants to show up on Sundays and all you hear is bitching and complaining about who you have to play. You feel me? Yeah. So again, when it comes to certain individuals, I feel like they have that power to be able to join whatever team that they would like. Again, let's take Croswell. He didn't just start off with the Insomniacs. He went elsewhere. He started with a specific team and gained the respect from the people who he needed to gain respect from.
Yeah.
So he left. You can't blame him for
someplace else.
The same thing you can say that about a few other players. You feel me? Nothing too drastic. You feel me? But then you have those that they just want to show up and they just want to play. I don't want to just play with people that just want to fucking play. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I've said this before and I'll say it again. You want parity in this league? Strip every team of every player, give them a head coach, do a draft.
Man, with all due respect, again, the fuck is a head coach? You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it's cool to have somebody speak for your team, but in reality, you feel me? I feel like that's really all a head coach is. It's just the face. You feel me? In certain cases where they just speak, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like, some teams don't necessarily need a coach or need a head coach. Players can run the shit themselves.
I'm not going to argue with you, and that's not my argument. My argument is all I hear about is parity for the West Coast, and from all the guys from the East Coast, and the ones that are being honest. CP3 will come on here and be very honest, and he said, you know what, teams got tired of getting dog walked, so they went out and got better players to make themselves better. But yet, for some reason, we need to do all this other stuff to make the West more of a parity. So that's why I said, if you are looking for parity, if you're looking for that type of thing, then the only true way to do it is to break up every team, give every team a head coach, and do a draft. I'm just saying, that's the only way you're going to honestly see this happen. Because
that's some ball brawl shit. I'm not doing that during regular season where we're competing for national championships or championships. I'm not finna do that. If it's some fall brawl, have fun type shit, okay, yeah, it sounds fun, right?
But that's what I'm saying. It's not being realistic.
When people are paying money out of their own pocket, I'm not finna pay you to fucking have a draft league.
Well, dude, if you got another way, all I'm saying is it's basically me going against the East Coast for what they're saying as far as what we need to do as parity. Corey has been on this show and said that we should break up the Insomniacs. It ain't gonna happen. They're all friends. They play flag together. They play in this league together. We can't do that.
We could suggest that he could just stop playing and just hang him up. He gonna do it? No.
Kind of my point. I mean, I'm not being tongue in cheek here. I'm being very honest.
Yeah,
all I'm hearing is, oh, we got, you know, we need parity. We need parity. Well, there's only a few ways to do actual parity, and one of them is what I just said: is to have that draft. The other way to do parity is for teams to actually have a core of players that they can actually grow a team with, but guys have to be willing to put in the time and understand they've got to get better too.
So let's just put it out there. So let's just say in a different universe, this actually did happen. And, you know...
Which one? We talked about a couple.
Where you really do it like the NFL.
Yeah.
And you have a draft. So let's just say that happens. How do you think the competition would be if that were to happen from your guys' perspective? Because you two have played the game and have played the game for a long time. And both of you know as well as anybody, and I know this from playing baseball, you have to build that team camaraderie. There's just no other way around that. So if that was to happen just in a different alternate universe, how do you think the style of play would be if that were to happen?
Well, I mean, for one, depending on the coaches and the knowledge of the draft, you would have parity for sure. But I still think that there's going to be teams that rise to the top, and that's just the way it's going to be. Do I think that it is the right situation to do? I don't have the answer to that because I agree with 2-5. These guys, you have to look at it for what it is, and that is a fact that if players were getting paid by the league, then you tend to accept more than when it's coming out your own pocket and you want to go play with your boys. I mean, it is what it is. The fact of the matter is, you know, playing in flag, when I played, it was much different than it is today. I had to go develop my own team as an individual player coach. I had to go do that. Nobody was helping me. Nobody was sending me players. Nobody was saying, hey, how about this guy? Unless they were on my squad.
Hey, so let me ask you guys this, right? again, like Dub said, hypothetically, we did do this draft.
Yeah.
Do you think that would produce 4, maybe more legit teams?
It's a hard call. It depends on how obviously you want to do a snake draft. But it also depends on how you put the teams together. So I don't know that solves the problem by itself. I really don't. And the thing about it is, you're going to have players that are upset to where they're drafted. Are they going to play on that team? So you're still in that same position.
People going to start throwing games.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it is. So
people might not show up this week. People might show up next week.
Yep.
I'm playing against my friend, so I can't really hit him.
I can't play as hard. I can't hit him as hard as I want to because I don't want to hurt him. Yeah.
Cool.
But see,
all
that's
going to go down.
And that sucks because, again, I mean, as Chris has said, I mean, he had friends on the other side, but at the end of the day, you are a competitor, and you want to compete against the best, and you want to see how you measure up, even if it is against your friend. I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, Deion Sanders and Andre Rison were teammates for a long time, and then when Deion went to the Niners and played against Andre Rison, they were still friends, but they ended up getting into a fist fight because just of the competitive nature of football. That's just the competitive nature of sports, period. I mean, who else would you rather test your skills against other than your friend? Just to see, okay, do I measure up, or, what do I need to harness on to improve my craft, per se? But, in this day and age, and I hate to sound like I'm a, get off my lawn type of ordeal, but in this day and age, some players don't want to test that because, for one reason or another. But I mean,
See, and Dub, you and I have had this conversation.
Correct.
We have talked about this. And the one thing that I said is, people have asked what separates us, what separates not just you and not what I'm talking about, you and me, but what separates the old heads from the young players of today. I would have never gone and played for a great team to just be another player on their roster. That would have never happened. We had the Soldiers back when I played, and everybody wanted to beat them. We finally did. Everybody wanted to beat TMT when they were playing. So, I mean, it was never, hey, let's go join the best team. It was, no, man, we're going to put a team together to whoop y'all. That's the way we felt about it. But see, that's not the sentiment that I feel from other teams in the A7 and other players. It's like Munch said, go get better friends. Well, okay, I agree with that. Go get you some better friends, start your core, start to be better players, and come out and play a better game. But I mean, this whole thing of breaking up teams and all this other crap, man, please save that. You have to develop things. I agree with Will to a certain extent. You have to develop other teams. I don't necessarily know that developing an LA division is going to be the end all be all. I don't know that we would have. I mean, they looked obviously with other players that they had. They looked like they were a decent division. But my question mark is, why'd they fall off so quick? There's a lot of question marks that we can point to within something that we don't know enough about. So I would have more questions. Do they have talent in LA? Hell yeah.
Across the whole state, period.
Exactly. Can they put that talent together to be competitive? Because we went up as a tackle league. We went up as the Kings and whooped up on a Cali team. Where's the talent? Why aren't they out there balling? That's the question mark that I can't figure out. So we can't always just look at something and just automatically think, oh, well, if we just do this. It's like I was saying with the whole thing. If you want parity, you do a draft. Well, that's just one way to do it. It doesn't solve the problem. It's just a band-aid for the cut. Is all it really is. So, I mean, yeah, we went down a whole different rabbit hole from what we're started with, but that's just being, dead ass honest in a situation where, like I said, if you wanted to beat the best, you went out and got a better team, better players, plain and simple.
You added to your already full cupboard and add some more pieces. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
again, and I hate going back to this reference, but you never saw Magic and Bird team up except
Nope.
for the Dream Team. It was, okay, you know what? Let's get some more players because I want to beat you, you want to beat me, EIEIO. And
Yeah.
and that's just, the way it was. Now again, I mean, yes, who would not want to be on a team with your with your peers? I get it. I mean, heck, I get mad and this is just, playing pickup games in high school, but more often time than not, me and Mills were on opposite teams. So
Right.
it was but it was like, but it's my chance to see how I compete against my friend, and can I match up? So it always brings out the competition in you. Like, what brings out the best competition in you? And that's always the question that people have you have in your mind as an athlete when you're out there playing a sport. Who's who's that one coach or who's that one player that's going to bring the best out of me and see how far I've come and how much I can advance and harness my craft.
Well, and that is a question mark that I don't know why we have this mentality shift with players, because I agree with you. You brought up Magic and Bird. I'll go deeper. You never saw Jordan say, "Let me go join this team." You never saw Kareem say, "Let me go join that team because they're
Mm-hmm.
doing better." These guys. Some of these guys were, yes, they were traded to certain teams as they were building. But I guarantee you would, unless there was a trade, you would never see anybody from Showtime Lakers go and play for the Celtics
Mm-hmm.
on purpose, unless they were traded or offered big money in free agency to do so. They wanted to whoop up on each other
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
and,
and still
prove they were better.
and still to this day, you hear them on them saying "f you" and the same response.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the only time that all these players put down their differences was, like you said, during the Dream Team. But that was also because they knew they were playing for something bigger, and they were playing
mm-hmm.
for the U.S.
but
So
even
that's
but
completely
even
different.
then, in their practices, it was intense. Why? Because it
Oh,
brought
they
out
wanted to
the
show each other, man.
it brought out the competition with one another, and thus it. And again, in my lifetime, it's the greatest basketball team ever assembled, and don't argue me. Um, but that's here nor there. But however,
Well, and that's what we're talking about here is the mentality to say, you know what, you've got a team, I got to go put a team together to beat you. Hold my beer.
mm-hmm.
But we don't have that mentality, so we got to get past that. We can beat this to death in reality, but the fact of the matter is it's just one of those situations. Now, do I think that a good LA division, do I say that is going to bring us to parity? The only way that it's going to bring us to parity is if those teams travel well and we travel
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're only a state apart. We're not traveling from one coast to the next, and I understand
No.
that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that these guys are going to be able to make the travel and make that
True.
happen.
True, because
Because
we're right there. Because there's 3 different states that lead into us from where we're at. Of course, that's
Yeah.
Arizona. That's Arizona, Utah, and of course, California. If those states alone would come together and create their own division, there really would be some heat per se on the West Coast because it's not just the state of Nevada and the city of Las Vegas, if you will.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there is tremendous talent, obviously in Southern California. The talent in my home area is absolutely ridiculous, and I know they've been wanting and hoping for a division out there, forever. Of course, our good friends, the Jaffos, have talked about it. So
Yeah.
it
Well,
obviously.
you and I talked to the gentleman that put on the championship game
Yes.
for that tackle league, and he wants a team, and we
Yes.
told him, yeah, you got to get a division, bro. Up in the Great Northwest. I mean,
Yes.
all these places are what I would consider ready for A7. I mean, there's very few places that I talk to that guys aren't all over A7 and know all about A7.
I'll say it like this, not just to not put my own personal fantasy, but a championship game in the beautiful Pacific Northwest would be freaking fantastic. Just saying.
Oh, you're not lying.
I'm just putting.
Dude, I'd make that trip in a heartbeat.
I'm just
twice on Sunday. Because I've spent time up there, man. It is beautiful and much cooler than it is here.
For sure.
And much prettier too.
Oh yeah, I have not been out there, but the scenery is definitely fantastic. It's definitely on my bucket list for sure. And plus,
Seattle area, dude. You get up there and you're so close to the water. I mean, but you have to like that, right? I know there's people that don't.
Well, like I said, rain has always been my favorite weather. So I would feel right at home personally per se if once I do make that visit to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Not just there. Portland's freaking beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yes, folks. Even Oregon have beaches. Don't get it twisted. The Oregon Trail has beaches, folks. Yes, they do.
Yes. As long as you like cold water, you're okay.
Yes, you're okay.
It's just like being down in SoCal. The water's going to be freezing ass cold, and it's not going to be hot.
It's still a part of the Pacific Ocean, folks.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted.
100%.
But yeah. That would be another great place to add another division. If you just add that corner of the West Coast, California, Oregon, Washington State, and then you come around circle back and you add Utah, and perhaps you add somewhere in Arizona.
Let's look at this for a second, though. Utah, I think, is going to be a little bit more difficult because
of the snow.
I think that the other side that we're not thinking of, where in Utah is the most populated, that would be
Salt Lake.
Exactly. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for that. I think Phoenix, because of their population, would be another great one. Mm-hmm. That if we were able to do something in that area, that territory,
and there is some talented players in the state of Arizona.
Big time. And I really think that there's something to be had about talking to these guys that are out of playing in high school, college, what have you, that are looking to play someplace else. And I think this could be it. But look, these guys, you can't just ask a guy, hey, you want to come play tackle football? He has to understand what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And I think that I don't have the answers to it all. Everything that I would tell you would be 100% us just spitballing. But I think that having people kind of doing some talks with getting in front of different flag leagues, mm-hmm. and having talks with them about the A7 and starting divisions might be a way to go. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I don't have an answer. I just know that there's people that are interested, And if we could start capitalizing on it, I think we would start to see a lot of
agreed.
a lot of great things happen. But at the same time, they have to want to as well. It can't just be from our side saying, "Hey, you want to play A7?" You gotta. If you're saying that you want to be a part of the league, then become part of the league. Stop talking about it and do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stop with the moving your mouth and make it happen. You know, it's up to you, really. If you're saying, "Hey, I want to put a team in," how about putting a division in? How about getting other guys that are excited about it? How about adding to that? You know, start with 4 teams, move to 6, move to 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then start doing crossplay across the West Coast, like they have on the East Coast. But it took time, right? This didn't happen overnight. And now that we're out here, we're 3 years, 4 years into it now, going into year 5 next year. And I think that it's no different. It takes a little bit of time.
And has produced 2 champions.
Yeah, 2 championships. And in all honesty, if we really want to put it, 3 champions, because we also, you know, had Fall Brawl.
Correct.
So that's also something to think about. But I mean, this all plays into it, man. And I am excited about where this league can go. But it's just a matter of, hey, how do we get others interested in playing? That's what it comes down to. But I agree with you. I mean, look, Seattle area, I'm not just saying Seattle. I'm just saying Seattle because of it's done by zip code and cities, right? And you don't want them too far away or too far apart. But what I'm saying is, if you could start something in Seattle, start something in Portland, start something in LA, Bay Area, if you were to able to start all those, it would, I think, really culminate in some really good talent.
Agreed.
So, I mean, all we could do is keep doing what we're doing and try to push for these other teams and these other places to start jumping in. Let's see what happens in LA this next season. I would love for them to have 4 to 5 teams, not just 2. And then that crossplay makes a little bit more sense. You know, have them come up here one time and we go down there one time.
Yeah, have it on a rotational basis makes a whole lot of sense. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like you said, championship up in the Great Northwest, that'd be interesting. Hell, a championship out in LA area would be very interesting.
Yeah. Hopefully not battling the damn ridiculous LA traffic.
Oh, God. Well, it'd be on a Sunday, so it wouldn't be too bad.
Hopefully.
I say that now, and and then it happens. It's freaking gridlock. But it's a Sunday, right, Chris?
Then he'd be like, be quiet.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but hey, we appreciate you guys joining us here on this 145th edition of The Other Side of the Ball. Myself, along with Chris. Definitely want to thank 2-5 for joining us while he could, as we've basically been talking about expansion, city limits, and who would be our defensive and offensive rookies of the year, to which very valid points were made on both sides. But there was some news that hello, Mr. Cox, how are you, sir?
What's going on, Casey?
But there was some stuff mentioned last Thursday by Derek Duncan, and he said, and I quote, but he did speak with the league, and looks like our show, The Other Side of the Ball, here on the Other Side of the Ball Network, is going to be the primary destination for the actual season awards. So he says we need to get narrowed down to the final 3 in each category, and then get a consistency from the people that are in the Other Side of the Ball Network group. So, I mean, obviously we've talked about offensive play of the year, rookie of the year. Obviously, we can talk about next week defensive player of the year, or defensive MVP, for a lack of a better term.
Well, I guess
And
what we need to do, though, real quick, Doug, what we need to do is get down the actual awards, right? We know Rookie of the Year is one. We know Defensive Player of the Year is one. We know Offensive Player of the Year is one. We know that MVP is one. But we need to make sure that those are the awards that we're going with. If the destination for us for making these and announcing them, we need to make sure we have them correct. And we need to put them on our Facebook page and let people start voting on it.
I agree. But also, um, I do agree. Um, there also needs to be an offensive lineman of the year, defensive lineman of the year, and returner of the year. Returner of the year for sure, because I mean, our league is basically based on the 3-on-1 return, but it's just something. It's just something to put out there.
And you wouldn't get a fight out of me because I agree with you. I think that it is, when we start looking at these things, we have special teams unit of the or special teamer right of the year in the NFL. They actually have a position now on the Pro Bowl. Back when the Pro Bowl was actually still tackle. Nonetheless, I think that you're right. I think we should have a returner of the year as well to go along with all the awards and the accolades that we give these guys. Because if we're going to make the pub of, and we could be saying this all for nothing. It could be, we have a returner of the year. But what I'm saying is when I start to look at this, we can't have all the pub about the most exciting play in the game and not have a somebody that gets the accolades for being the returner of the year.
I agree.
Kind of makes it tough.
I agree wholeheartedly, 1,010%. But definitely yes. But definitely, if you want to see who's going to win the awards, just keep it tuned right here on the Other Side of the Ball Network. Now, hopefully, we will give the date and times of when we're going to announce the winners, and also announce where you can vote for these players in the league. So stay tuned. Stay tuned with that. So
just send all your picks to Dub. He'll go through them.
Good grief.
Couple hundred, easy peasy. But no, it's going to be. I think it's going to be an interesting off season. I think we're going to have a lot of rumors that are going to happen. We'll find out.
And there is Zelly proclaiming his case for coverage on defense. I guess he's saying what about the defenders on the 3-on-1? We need an award for that too. I mean, some people might put that in the suggestion box, but
you never know. Well, I know one person that just did.
Yeah. Well, I got to see Zelly and Pats this past Saturday, or I saw pictures of Zelly and Pats as he was playing in the arena game, as the Force did beat Team Mexico 45-12. So congrats to them. And even Zelly got in some action. The turf tape was in full effect, so that's good to see there. And Chris's beloved rookie, Mr. Jaden Blue, getting some reps in training camp, even though Coach Schottenheimer was not very happy with his team's practice and almost wanted to fight them all. So there you go with that. But up and coming real soon.
That came out of the blue. No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But no, Talking Ish with me, Chris and Mizzle, will be returning as it is football time, as we actually, as mentioned, have our first padded scrimmage game, if you will, of the season tomorrow in Cadden. between the Detroit Lions and the Chargers of Inglewood. Okay, if this was Marty, I would agree with that, KC. But considering that Marty is coaching in the football heavens, I don't know if Brian has that same um,
He
wherewithal
does.
to motivate like his dad does.
He
I mean,
does.
okay.
He's got his
If
pops chops.
okay, if Brian comes out and says, "There's a gleam, men. There's a gleam. Let's get the gleam." If he comes out and says that, okay, then I'll buy in.
Yeah, well,
Zelly. Right now it's about trying to find the best package or incentive that will work for the benefit of the team. Yes, I'm tired of hearing about the drama involving him. Just find a deal that will work out for the benefit of the team and get him out.
GSW.
Golden State Warriors.
Oh, okay. When I saw that, the first thing I saw was gunshot wound.
That is also a good acronym for GSW.
Right? And so, but anyway, look, you got to wait until the talking ish to go into other sports. We are about the A7. So
yes, because Corey Ham would have a conniption.
Yeah, for starters.
But however, but I mean, just okay. If you were in the league meetings, which I know you are from time to time, what would be the one thing you would want the owners of the league to add to it to enhance the league more, if you will, for lack of a better term?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different things that can be done, but realistically, I think that are you talking about
okay, let's just say if you were quote unquote the commissioner of the A7FL and you're at the owners meeting. And now Zelly is really going in. Well, I mean, Zelly, it's the off season. I mean, what is there really to talk about other than get ready for 2026?
Right.
Realistically.
Unfortunately.
But let's just say you were the owner of, or not the owner, but you were the commissioner, and you're talking to the owners, the CEO of the leagues, except all the important bigwigs of the A7FL, and what would be your proposal to them to enhance the league and make it better?
Money not being an object. Because I mean, we got to take that into consideration. If you're going to tell me, look, we're not the NFL. We're not going to have those deep pockets. $13 billion is a lot of money. But let's say that we have monies, and there's certain things that we can do. One of the first things that I would talk about for sure would be obviously to pay the players. Without the players, this league goes nowhere. So that would be number one. Number two, there would definitely be what I would consider rules that don't go anywhere. And what I mean by that is there'd be certain rules that would be A7 centric and to our game. So that, I mean, I know you're looking for something that's just going to like pop, but I mean, realistically, the other side of it is let's spend a little money and let's make some other divisions happen. That's what I would do. Well, he is already one of the owners, so can't say that. It's not easy, man. I mean, look, leagues are hard for different reasons, various reasons. When you don't have your own stadiums to put people in and play your games in, when you don't have certain aspects, there's things that you have to lean on that are going to change the dynamics of your league. And certain things can fall out and hurt you. So one of the biggest things that I see for the A7FL is, you want parity in a league where guys are playing for themselves. Let's be real. Guys are playing for themselves. That is where things are. And Zelly, to break it down, yes, he said commissioner, but you can't be an owner and commissioner at the same time, just so you know. But when you kind of look at the overall, you've got to take baby steps to see where you can go as any other business would. And this has to be treated like a business, because if you want to get people to give you money and sponsor you, the NFL didn't just start overnight. They started kind of in the same situation, but did a draft and kind of started it with players on, I think it was original NFL 8 teams, if I'm not mistaken, is the way they started the NFL. And a lot of that came off of the backs of ownership guys that were not multimillionaires, but millionaires back in the day. And then sponsorship came in. And once they got TV rights, well, that was the end all be all, because that's where most of the money comes from.
Yeah, the shared the revenue sharing, all that. Yep. Once they got those TV deals with CBS and NBC and EIO.
Yeah,
I'm talking about back in the day.
Yeah. Back in the day would be CBS and ABC. But I mean, look, you have to look at things responsibly, and you have to kind of understand where things are trying to be built. I got to give it to Derek, because he is trying to change things. He is trying to take it to the next level, and he's trying to put that in throughout the whole league, not just our division anymore. And that's saying something. We're trying to push certain aspects and certain areas that you got to take exceptions on, because you can't just have things going in one direction and thinking everything is going to be just hunky-dory and fine. That's not the way it works. There's going to be some things that you have to do to promote yourself, your league, and your division to make it different or make a difference.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, it's one of those situations, man. What else can I say about it?
But that means Chris would have to come out the booth. Who would be my color analyst if Chris goes to be a promoter? Or goes to be owner?
Was he saying that I should be the owner?
He's saying so. Going back to his comment, he says so. Should like gets promoted.
He is an owner, though.
No. I as commissioner, he was trying to say, and then you get promoted to owner.
Oh, well, that's it. That all sounds good, but realistically, it's not a promotion. Money exchanges hands, and I'm not going to buy a division. So, it is what it is.
And Casey says, pay the players, sign a contract, and agree to an ironclad code of conduct. Repeated offenses become loss of game pay, just like the other major leagues. I mean, that would be the only way it would work. Then he says, I know way more to it than that, but that was simplified for the characters allowed in a YouTube comment.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, but it is realistically, there are some simplifications that you could look at that you would be right on, Casey, but it's not just about the players, and people always forget about that. Are the players when you're talking about what needs to be taken care of? Definitely. but there's a lot more that goes into that, because if you can't get sponsorships, how are you going to pay the players? We're not going to get a TV deal. I would love to have one. Uh, you know,
Net
ESPN, ESPN's
networks
having problems bringing in people that are bringing in other sports that are actually getting watched. I don't think that ESPN2 would be that far fetched or that bad of a thing for us to do as far as
now
getting some
that's
TV coverage.
now that's funny because ESPN back in our day was showing Australian rules football and other sports that we were actually watching. I
Yeah,
I used to grow up loving Australian rules football because just to see the referee just do that on a on a score was just that was the highlight for me as a kid. But what do I know?
it's one of those situations where when we break it down, and I agree with a lot of what people are saying, but at the same time, when you nothing can be simplified in what we're trying to do. That's what it comes down to. Um, code of conducts and all that fun stuff. Yeah, that's all nice, but again, we're oversimplifying a situation with the players. But it's not just about the players. It's about the business side of it that is more so about what happens and what goes on. Um, and yeah, I mean, look, you can talk about how players act up. You can talk about all that stuff, Casey. And I don't disagree with you. But at the same time, if you don't have, you can have all that stuff, but a sponsor is only going to be with you for so long if you aren't making strides to do other things. So your whole thing, your focus on the players is only one piece of it in reality. So there's a lot more that goes into it than just about the players and sponsorships and that. People put money into things that they know they're going to get money back on. And
Mm-hmm.
the question mark becomes, you can talk about the players all you want, and you can say we need to do this and we need to do that before we can get sponsorships. What's the return for that sponsorship? Let's say that all these guys act 100% fantastic. They don't do anything wrong. What is the return for the sponsorship? That's what it comes down to. And if you don't have an answer to that, then people are just giving you money. Sponsors, like I said, they want something back. We do not put up banners for sponsors because we don't own our own fields. So again, that's something that sponsors look at as well. It's not just about the acting up or how players act when they're on the field. There's a lot more that goes on behind it. And the more we understand that, and the more people overall understand that it is it's not just about the players, it's about the overall game and gameplay, then that changes things.
Correct. Very much so.
So there's a lot of business that goes behind the scenes that a lot of us don't see, and we don't understand.
But this is why we have these discussions because it makes for great conversation and just to see how you want to assess the situation, if you will.
Well, and the thing about it is every situation is going to be a little bit different, right? We're going to have a little bit different situation on the East Coast compared to what we have out here on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a little bit and that dynamic. And here's the weird thing about it is that dynamic can change with other teams and other divisions joining the A7.
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody does see the A7 back east? Or excuse me, up in the Northwest. That's what I meant to say. What if somebody does see that and they're like, dude, love this game. I want to sponsor you guys. I'm going to give the league $1 million. Well, we don't know if that could or could not happen. We have no idea. But
Mm-hmm.
all I'm saying is, if we are able to
What's up,
get
Mizzle?
other, what's going on, man? If we can get other people interested and then start to show that these teams are viable, it changes the complexion of what we're doing. That's all. And once somebody sees that there are positives coming out of it, um, you know, a stadium, possibly different aspects of it. These all change what you can do. So I mean, we've all been to the field house. There's a lot of people on here that have been there. We saw all the sponsors banners up on the friggin' walls when we were
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the type of thing you need to really enhance what a sponsor could be and what they could mean, because there's their return on what they would be giving you, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you had and the great thing about it is you don't need multiple stadiums. You just one throughout all of A7 to really start to make that change.
Very factual statement.
So that's why I say, my Derek has definitely got his eye on the prize. And I don't know what's going to happen in the future. What I do know is that I still love this game. I still love A7FL. And I am very much waiting to see what's going to happen with the Rookies of the Year and all these other awards we're going to hand out. But I'm also waiting to see what's going to happen for next season. We can play devil's advocate. Are the Insomniacs getting back to the championship game? I think so. Is it going to be the Insomniacs versus BIC again? Who knows? Where do some of these teams go from here is what comes out of it. And the hard part about the off season is we've got so much time that it's hard to tell,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And then when you find out, you got to get past all the rumors first and foremost before you
Rumors,
actually find out what happened.
rumors, free agency, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
Teams possibly might be returning, etc., etc., etc.
yeah. And you don't know until that first day because you just don't know who is going to be playing for whom.
Correct.
So that's the other side of it that is very interesting, because you and I can sit here and spitball about all this, and then come the time to play the first game,
Boom! Out of
and
nowhere.
all of a sudden we see this team that we knew. Okay, hey, we heard this team was coming aboard. Well, we didn't know who the players were, and now all of a sudden we're seeing all these players, and we're like, Jesus, they picked up all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. That's the great thing about the A7. Would it be great? Again, it would be great to get these guys paid. It'd be great to really put an emphasis on what could possibly be with the A7.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as we go through this, we will learn more. But I honestly feel like Derek is kind of leading that charge and really trying to help put things in perspective. So we'll see what happens.
Well, when you care and you want to see something progress and grow, and obviously Derek Duggan has, put a lot of his resources into doing that. It definitely shows. So, I mean, it is as, good as it can be. Certainly from this aspect, I mean, you just have to continue to see where it goes, and hopefully it will continue to improve and go to leaps and bounds, and eventually, hopefully, that eventual TV deal can possibly happen.
I'll keep my fingers crossed, man. I mean, streaming deals aren't bad.
No.
But I think that if ESPN2 comes calling, I mean, it would be a very hard thing to not see these guys playing on TV on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention they're playing. We play in a very interesting period because there's not a whole lot of sports going on during the time that we're playing. NBA's winding down. realistically, so is the NHL. NFL is done. You got baseball starting up.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot of open area for others to come in and really show what they have. And I think it would be a very interesting piece. I mean, we've gotten some pub on some other podcasts that they have shown plays, talked about it, and really liked it. So, I mean, it would be very interesting. Very interesting. Now, Casey, if you're talking about chaos, we heard the rumor too that they could be coming back. Um, what was the one that Knox brought up?
Oh, the Alliance.
Alliance, yeah, that was the other one. So, I mean, yeah, there's always going to be talk. My thing is simple, and that is, when that first day hits. In my case, when I start to see rosters starting to fill up, and I see the names of the teams, that's when I know it's real. Until then, I kind of question it because we've heard some of this stuff in the past. Hell, who would have known or who would have thought that we would have lost the Force when we did?
Yeah, that just came out of left field.
Yeah, and that was what, 2 weeks before the season started. So I mean, that's why I say when you have deadlines, it's going to tell you what's going to happen and what's going on. And I am interested. I'm very interested to see what happens next season. I'm very interested to see where the movements are, especially with some of the rumors we have already heard. So it'll be interesting. But next week we'll do a deeper dive into some of these awards and start to whittle down some of the names that could possibly be. And then we can get our top 3 for each and really start to put it out there for you folks to vote on and for us to then announce them on this show. So I very much look forward to that.
And there you go, the more rumors of what's going on here in the league, saying that the Alliance is trying to fill out a roster. Last you heard, so there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard the same thing. So we'll see what happens. And I mean, now's the time for most of these teams to be filling out these rosters, getting practices in and being ready. Heck, now's the time for you to go out and play the little flag with A7 rules. So that way people can start to get used to the game before they come in and play. So, and you can do that on Sundays now.
That you can, yes. So, if you're out there, go do it and do it now.
Right? Get on a team. If you don't have a team, go out there and find you one. It's a great thing about flag. But Dub, final thoughts?
Interested to see how these awards will play out. Interested to see who the nominees will be. Interested to see how they're going to be announced. And I'd just like to thank everyone for chipping in. Again, want to say special thanks to 25 for coming in and chiming in and joining us. And to those that chime in on the comments, please continue to chime in on the comments as we will be here, which now the Other Side of the Ball Network will be the center to where we will announce the winners of all these awards for the 2025 season. Chris, your final thoughts?
Looking forward to tomorrow with some NFL football. Got to be honest. Looking forward to getting our show back, talking a little ish.
Yes.
And having people chime in on that show because I know that a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on their teams. So thinking about that. But
I certainly have some on mine for sure.
I know I got some on mine too. But overall, really looking forward to see what happens in the A7 next season. Really looking forward to what we could wind up seeing with A7 Flag, the co-op. I think that's going to be fantastic as well. And I'm going to have to get out and watch a couple games.
If we're not doing them.
Yeah, got a couple free Sundays and want to, go out and watch and see what's happening. So outside of that, man, you know what? just looking forward to football all the way around. And the off season always sucks because we're in between A7 and NFL, and there's we can talk about quite a bit, but at the same time there ain't no action. So looking forward to it.
Well, with that said, folks, for Live at 25 and for Chris Vera, and from all of us here on the Other Side of the Ball Network, we say thank you for watching, and we will see you next Wednesday for episode 146, and we'll see you on the other side of the ball. Take care.